we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room. Same scenario we've seen played out time and time again. Tracks opening, tracks closing. But we seldom ask why. What part did we play? Was it 50% sponsors? Was it sponsored drivers? Or was it the online stores? But we never asked why. So in this vid, I asked some of the top track owners why is their business flourishing and others are failing. Do they have any tips for anybody? This is what they have to say. So I take a trip down to Beach Hobbies, Beach RC, track owner Brent has an amazing facility that others should follow suit, but pick his mind and ask him why. Yeah, we're here with Brent. Brent, thank you for this wonderful facility you have here. We're going to pick his brain here. Brent, a lot of hobby stores and tracks have been like closing due to like the pandemic and stuff like that. And even like the famous OCRC. But you and a couple others continue to flourish. Alright. What's some tips for other hobby stores that you can share?
Well, first off, like the OCRC situation, that's not really their fault. You know, their building they were in was bought out, from what I understand, and they're losing their lease. So I hope that they find another building and get to keep going. It's an epic place. I've been there. They're good people. They run a really good ship. So I hope they get to keep going. But you know, the thing that separates certain hobby shops from other hobby shops is determination, work ethic. You got to make it your number one. It can't be a second. It can't play second fiddle to your other business. You know, like this is how we put food on our table. So for me, it's very important that, you know, we try to grow, we try to be better every time we do something, and we work really hard. It's not a, we don't come to work, sit around the counter and BS with our customers. We package product every day. It's coming more and more daily. You know, we work on trying to make better facility, better races, just it's a lot of work, and I think that's what separates us from some, if not a lot, of the ones that close down.
Okay. Thank you, Brent. What's y'all's next big race?
Our next big race, well, I mean, we have trophy races through the winter and fall, but the next big race will be Palmetto Classic the second weekend of March. But our next trophy race, which is a really good one, it's a charity race for Help for Kids. It's called the Jingle Bell Jam. We do it every year. It's a weekend before Christmas.
Okay. Well, Brent, thank you so much. And, you know, maybe that helps somebody else out, you know. I know I shop your online store,
yep,
and you always have whatever I'm looking for.
Well, we appreciate it. Everyone keep watching RC Vitals. Thank you, Jason.
All right, thank you,
Thanks
Brent.
for coming.
Yep. You heard it. You gotta treat it like a business. It's gotta be your number one. But we don't stop there. I talked to Brent's right-hand man, Lucas Lauren, and asked him the same question. Why? We're seeing a lot of tracks, you know, closing and everything. What's y'all's secret for like surviving, especially these days in the hobby store now?
Definitely passion. Without passion, there's no sense of even doing this hobby. It's not really the most financially rewarding hobby in the world. So you just gotta have a lot of passion, a group, probably a small group of people who are equally passionate. And Brent, the owner, he's very aggressive in trying to be successful. So it's just a combination of everything. It's not something I would recommend someone get into, trying to, get in a hobby business. But if your heart's there and your passion's there. I had the same conversation earlier with somebody else this weekend, and they're wondering what they should do about their local track and finances and stuff like that. And first thing I told them is, you just gotta have passion. Don't go into it thinking dollar bills. Go into it thinking that I want to be a part of this hobby, be more than just a participant, and go forward with it, and follow your heart, not your pocketbook.
There we go. I also want to thank you for the track layout, your crew, and all this. This is the best layout I've ever seen, like a Masters of Dirt.
Thank you.
I just like this is an event that you have to come to. Anybody want to thank? You said there was a lot of people behind the scenes other than you that helped out. Mm-hmm. Anybody want to thank?
Yeah, absolutely. It takes a team for sure. I'm just a small little piece of what it takes to build our track and keep this facility maintained. So all of our employees are awesome. Our track crew is mostly a volunteer track crew. So they've done above and beyond what pretty much anyone would ever really do for us. They haul equipment around, they run the equipment, they take orders well. I basically will be like, do this, no, I need it deeper. And they'll take the machines and make it deeper. So it definitely takes a village to make anything like this successful.
Yeah, especially in the hobby store, Cain.
Mm-hmm.
Cain always helps me out. No matter what, Cain always helps me out.
Yep.
Thank you there for the tips and everything. And what's y'all's next race?
Here?
Traveling or
Blue Ridge Nationals next weekend.
Okay.
So whatever date that is, 1 week from, less than a week from now, we're going Blue Ridge Nationals, and that's in Wytheville, Virginia. It's a real big indoor event. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend checking it out. I think last year they had over 300 entries. It's definitely the newest indoor facility that anyone's running tracks at right now in America. And in my opinion, it's probably the nicest facility, mostly because it's brand new. Right. So big giant track. Anthony Westergaard has built the last two tracks. It's a good chance he'll build this one as well. I would like to say that Anthony Westergaard was partial inspiration for designing this track. I ripped off a couple of his features, for sure. The triangle jump and the step up right beside it. That was just my favorite feature of the tracks I've been to this year, and so I wanted to implement it into our track.
Okay. And y'all gonna have the hobby store up there, right?
Yep. The wheel will be there, packed full of all of your 8-scale needs.
There you go. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Lucas said, you gotta have passion. You can't get into it thinking you're gonna make a whole lot of money. And as Brent said, it's gotta be your number one. But also you can't do it alone. You gotta have a crew that you trust in. You gotta have strong local support, local racing, and local crowd. But it didn't stop there. Got to sit down with Chad Brockman and pick his mind. He's the owner of Mhor Hobbies Raceway. Been in business 35 years. Runs one of the best hobby stores in the country, and he's seen them come and go. Come and go. And amongst his locals, Dustin Evans, one of the fastest drivers in the world. All right, we got Chad
Brockman, yep.
From Mhor RC.
Mhor RC Raceway, yeah, in Aurora, Colorado.
Okay. Thank you for coming way out here.
No problem. Brent actually started at Mhor RC Raceway when he was a lot younger. And then he grew up, came out here, opened up this place. So him and I have been talking back and forth quite a bit. He's asked me questions about what to do, try to help him grow this business, and he's done an amazing job here.
And that leads into the question. You've been in the industry for a while. You've had the hobby store and track for
35 years now.
What is the key to longevity having a hobby store? And
The biggest key is treating it like a business. There's too many people that treat it like their own personal hobby shop, that they get stuff for themselves but not to sell, or they'll hoard stuff for themselves and not have anything to sell. That hurts your business. My customers always come first. If I have a part that I'm getting ready to put on my car and someone comes up and it's my last part, I will sell that part because my customer's more important than my stuff. You could ask any of my people. I don't race that much because I'm always working, stuff like that. This is a pretty rarity to me. I don't get out and race very much. But Brent's been on me for a couple of years now. Hey, you come out to my race, and you come out to my race, and I'm really glad I came out. I had a lot of fun this weekend.
I still can't believe you came out this far, but glad you're here.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you in this industry right now with the pandemic and everything, a lot of hobby stores are shutting down, tracks are shutting down, and
we've been in business 35 years. There have been 90 tracks in the state of Colorado open and close in those 35 years. And it's just really, some of them kind of ran their course and they definitely kind of just burned themselves out and they kind of went away good. Most all the other ones though, they thought, hey, this is going to be a huge moneymaker. I'm going to just rake in the money. I can just sit back and do nothing, and it cost them. You have to run it like a business.
Hey, thank you.
No problem.
You
Thank
so
you very
much.
much.
From Chad Brockman, the RC Yoda himself, you gotta treat it like a business and take care of your locals. So it didn't stop there. Ask Shon Harding. Same question. Shon is TLR Horizon's top selling representatives in the Southeast. And he runs a track called The Yard and helps with the hobby store there in Columbus, Georgia. We asked him the same question. Why? So, we got Shon Harding here. Like everybody knows Shon. Shon does a lot of races. But another thing Shon is like on top level is TLR sales. Like he is like, well, you got an award for that, or?
Oh yeah, from Horizon we were the most improved cells for surface, and that involves low C as well.
Okay. So I've asked, Brent, I've asked Lucas, I've asked a couple of people. There's a lot of hobby stores you see come and go. What's something you do for, maybe give tips and tricks to like another hobby store? What's something you do that makes the hobby store flourish and keep moving forward?
The biggest key is getting novice people interested. Getting people, anybody that walks in the door, show them the racetrack, keep as many events going on at your track as possible. As many things that can, as many people running on the track as possible, so when people show up, they can see the track and want to get involved. But that's probably the biggest thing that we've done, is just look for novices.
Keep the sport going. And,
yeah, that's where it's at.
Yeah. Where have you seen other tracks kind of like miss the mark at? Like
That's it. Nail on the head, just novice. If your novice class isn't the biggest class at your track and and sells in your shop, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, like here they have a good following of novice getting into it, and his online sales and stuff like that too. What's your next biggest race?
Next weekend, the 8th annual Slam $1,000 winner take all tool mod buggy.
Okay, where do they find the info?
You just hop on Facebook, just look at Hobbytown Columbus webpage, and you'll see all the information on there.
Okay. Shon, thank you, man. Thank you. You always
You're welcome, brother.
come through, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You heard it from Shon himself. If your local class is not the biggest class, you're in trouble. I hopped in the car, head down to NewRed in Ocala, Florida. And I talked to the owner there, who's been in the RC industry and business for 19 to 20 years. And I asked him the question, off camera, why is his track flourishing and others failing? just like what I've heard time and time again, your locals. He seals his track so the locals don't have to buy new tires every time they want to come and race. The track stays consistent, tire wear is very minimal, and his jumps and his tracks are flat. He uses wooden jumps, so he doesn't have to rent any big equipment or tampers. He can change a track layout completely in 4 hours. That is keeping his costs down. It's the same thing of what I keep hearing. Locals, novice, treat it as your number one. Treat it as a business, not as a playground. I also want to add, you also got to have an online presence. Social media is here to stay. Videos is here to stay. Online store is a must. Inventory is a must. Another business that's thriving, Micheals Hobbies. Online store and hobby shop. Don't have a track, but his business is thriving. Online. And then again, you gotta treat it as your number one. Brent, online store. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this will help someone and just kind of get the elephant out of the room. Thank you. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Shon. Thank you, Tom, down at NewReds. Thank you. And y'all keep doing your thing. And everybody shop local hobby stores, local hobby shops, and keep supporting